All right, what's up, everybody? All right, couple things for you. Quinton Johnston. We're not going to just talk about him, but he's an unexpected guy that's turning heads already, and it's like they're talking about him like he is an entirely different player than he was 6 months ago. That's what a staffer had to say. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about how it looks like he has changed his body and he has changed everything, his mental makeup, all that kind of stuff. Let's just hope the biggest thing he's changed is his ability to catch the ball. So we're going to jump into who he is, and I am going to ask you the question right now. Leave it in the comments below. Do you think this guy can make that change and make that leap right now? As he's trying to hold off Mike Williams, as he's trying to hold off Trey Harris, Ladd McConkey already just blew right past him. That's fine. He's trying to hold these other guys at bay, and he's trying to stay in the rotation as the team's number 2 or number 3 wide receiver. Do you believe he can do it? Do you believe it? That's the question I have for you. And so you let me know yes or no. But first, we're going to take a look at what was said. All right? This is the LA Football Network. Chargers wide receiver Quinton Johnston is turning heads. He's been working hard all off season. All right, sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't showing this to you. He's been working hard all off season, a completely different receiver now than 6 months ago. Everything improved. Year 3 leap incoming. What are your expectations for him this year? All right. Now, here's the deal. When you look at his stats, they have him right here. 2023 as a rookie, not great. 38 catches, 431 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 drops. Jim Harbaugh came in and just raved about this guy, which I thought was kind of interesting because, quite frankly, we had no problem stopping him with the Harbaugh team for a national champion. But last year, it was the 2024 stats. 55 catches, better. 711 yards, better. 8 touchdowns, much better. 7 drops, yikes. All right, again, last year as a rookie, McConkey, 82 catches. 1,149 yards and 7 touchdowns. Okay, Quinton Johnston. Here's what I think most people don't realize. But first, I am going to do a quick comparison for you, and it is simply going to be athleticism. This is Trey Harris. I don't know if I've done this on this channel yet or not. I don't know. This is Trey Harris. Good size, 6'2", 205. Good speed, 4'5", 40. All right, and great explosion. Here's Quinton Johnston. Is there a difference? 6'2", 208 instead of 6'2", 205. Speed he's still a 4'5" guy. His explosion is elite. They are the same receiver. Here's the difference. When you look at Trey Harris and his production over here, he grades out high each of the last 2 years. Before he got hurt this year, he was on pace to break SEC records. He only had 5 drops, all right, on 60 catches. That's not great, by the way. The drop rate isn't great. It's still subpar, all right, but it's significantly better. But he has consistently and did consistently produce 17 and 18 yards per catch. 60 catches on only 76 targets is insanity. Insanity. All right? When you look at another guy, Quinton Johnston, all right? I'll look here at the profile. What you see from him in college is a guy that consistently produced mediocre. In 2022, he had 8 drops. This is not new to him. His drop rate was in the bottom 4th of all college wide receivers. Not good. All right. Yes, his yards per reception were good, but those 60 catches and 1,000 yards that he got, it took him 14 games, okay, while playing in the Big 12. Offensive heaven. It took him 14 games to Trey Harris's 8. It took him 97 targets to Trey Harris's 76. It took him 375 pass snaps to Trey Harris's 214. Everybody knew it was coming with Trey Harris. Nobody could stop it. Here's the thing that I look at when I see this. Do I think that he could be a different receiver? Yes. Do I think he's holding back Trey Harris all year? No. Do I think he could have gotten good enough that he holds back Mike Williams? Yeah. Sure. Why not? And I think that would be the best news. And I know for a Chargers fan, that's probably not what you want to hear, right? Because, I mean, it is. It should be. It should be what you want to hear. I think this also tells you the difference between the two regimes. I'm going to get in the difference between the two regimes, the one that drafted Quinton Johnston and the other one that drafted Trey Harris. But before I get into that, if you're a Chargers fan, you want Quinton Johnston to be so well improved that Mike Williams doesn't have a starting spot on this team. You would much rather have your guy that's 23 years old, has a first-round draft capital, and has the size and the speed to do what Mike Williams did and has done for many years for the Chargers. You'd rather have the young guy doing it at less money than, I don't know how much less money actually, than having the old vet do it and needing to rely on him even though oft injured. You want the young guy. But this just tells me the difference between the two regimes. It really, really does. So when you look at the 2023 draft for the Chargers, you look at it and they get Quinton Johnston at number 22. They get him at 22. And you say to yourself, like, okay, that's fine. But then this new regime goes out and gets... 21, this new regime goes out and gets the exact same receiver with the exact same RAS score with significantly more production on a better team in a better conference for multiple years in a row, and they get him 34 picks later. One feels like a reach. One feels like a steal. One feels like a reach. One feels like a steal. And in that 2023 draft class, it was Quinton Johnston at 21, Deion Henley at 85, Darius Davis at 125, Jordan McFadden at 156, Scott Matlock at 200, and Max Duggan at 239. All right, Dan Henley ended up, I think, is going to be a phenomenal pick, right? But when you look at what this new regime did, it's like, nope, we are going to make more sense of it. We have a better understanding of the draft board and where players are going to go. And we're not going to get a wide receiver just because we feel like we need to get a wide receiver, because our wide receiver room is getting a little bit old at the time, even though they weren't that old. So there you go. Those are kind of my thoughts. Still unexpected to hear that Quinton Johnston has completely transformed himself. It's good news. It is what you want to hear. The question is, do you believe that it'll actually stick and last? All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.